In Europe, 20 million Muslims have lived for decades as citizens in harmony with followers of other religions as well as with non-believers and contributing to the wealth of their countries of residence. These are now targeted not by virtue of their deeds, but by their identity.
The issue of radicalization is the most challenging issue that faces, the whole world at this point. And I do believe that, it's an international issue, it's an international challenge, and the whole international community has to deal with it.
In conjunction with the 32nd session of the Human Rights Council, the Geneva Center for Human Rights Advancement and Global Dialogue organized this side event, together with the permanent mission of the People's Democratic Republic of Algeria to the UN Geneva. There is a need for urgent action, collective action and long-term measures. This must be an essential element of the UN agenda. And as you are aware, this agenda consists of different types of action. First, we have to combat the scourges of terrorism and violent extremism. There's also work to promote the values of tolerance, dialogue and coexistence. The theme, de-radicalization, or the rollback of extremist violence. This event is a follow-up to the UN Secretary-General's plan of action to prevent violent extremism, and indeed of an earlier international conference held on this theme in Algiers on July 22, 2015.
The issue of radicalization lies today in the heart of the many processes that we're dealing with, ranging from social problems in the individual countries up to the international terrorism. As regards Azerbaijan, I would like to say that due to the history of Azerbaijan has always been a place where the civilizations meet. That is also due to its geography. Azerbaijan today is a multi-ethnic and multi-confessional country.
For the Imam, for the Mufti, jihad is something positive. You cannot condemn the jihadists because of jihad. No, they do not know the word. They do not know the proper meaning of jihad. We are all jihadists. I'm again talking about semantics here. We should depenalize, decriminalize the concept of jihad. The panel took place against the backdrop of the 2030 UN Agenda for Sustainable Development and in particular of goal number 16 that envisions promoting peaceful and inclusive societies for sustainable development and to provide access to justice for all and build effective, accountable and inclusive institutions at all levels. To hinder the enrollments in radical movements, you have to make the effort to try to understand the reasons leading people to sign up. Now, expecting those who are already prepared to die for their cause to turn back, that's probably unrealistic. On the other hand, the number of people signing up in these movements and their level of radicalism can be reduced if we try to address the root causes of this hatred and proposing some other alternatives for those who are not yet radicalized.
What we have to do is to show that this version of Islam is antagonistic towards democracy, antagonistic towards living together in peace, and it cannot be accepted as such.
When we say radical, radicalization, radical nature, we haven't said violence, not yet. We haven't pronounced the word violence, because there can be deeply pacifist radical behavior. And the only way to really answer, to respond to radical extremism, radical violence, is to come up with counter non-violent radicalism. The panelists reiterated the view already expressed by the Swiss federal councillor Didier Burkhalter and many others that violent extremism or terrorism cannot and should not be associated with any religion, nationality, civilization or ethnic group.
Today they manipulate religion, tomorrow they will manipulate something else. The important thing is religion is something which is proper for anybody to hold. Terrorism is an evil that has to be combated, even if it tries to dress up in a religious garb, makes no difference.